My name is Silvina Der-Meguerditchian. I am the artist that made two carpets called Family 1 and Family 2 that are in the exhibition From Generation to Generation. The work is composed with photographs and wool, and it's a kind of carpet. I did it 3 or 4 years ago, and then it's part of a practice that I'm doing since a few years, bringing together pieces and building one context or unity in form of a carpet. It has two sources. One of the sources is the wool, how I came to work with wool. I was working here in Berlin with identity and my Argentinian German identity, and I began to look closer and boost up identity cards or passports. I was struck by these stamps that I got every time I went out from West Germany. I had to pass through East Germany, and all these things were happening in my identity and my passport in this case were very interesting to me. So I scanned them and boosted up, and suddenly I discovered this kind of filament, these ornaments that are part of the identity card. And I decided to materialize this because it was looking as a thread of wool thread. So first of all, this is how I found to the thread and the wool, and also in terms of identity, I am pretty sure that childhood plays a very big role. And I learned with my grandmother. I grew up in Buenos Aires, in the outskirts of the city, with my grandmother Agami, and I learned to do crochet when I was 6 years old. So in that sense, I brought this practice together. Then the part of the photographs, it began in fact with documents. My uncle, because he saw in a few exhibitions that I'm interested in documents, he told me, there is this suitcase of the grandma, and I don't know what to do with it. If you are not interested, I will throw it away. So he brought this old suitcase. In fact, I then realized it's the suitcase she took when she went from Paris to Argentina in 1929. And it was full of these documents, and suddenly a world opened to me because a lot of questions were in the air about their history, about what things they went through. And suddenly in these documents were the refugee documents. I saw stamps and names and dates and a lot of information that I didn't have, and I was very struck about. So I got texts and images and also ornaments and elements of the everyday life, and I go very creative with it. So I got a lot of access of all these images and information. Who is in this picture? From where? Which place is this picture? The names of the people, and so this is how the idea to do this carpet came. Suddenly, I had all these families that were this the social bond between them was broken when their life and their place where they used to live was destroyed, and the survivors are spread over the world. They were spread, and now we are the grandchildren, third generation, fourth generation. So the idea was to bring them together again, in a way, through my work. Also, this wool for me is not only something that brings the images together, it's also something warm and cozy and giving life, but because it's reconstructing. It has this power of the material and also the power of the color, the vibrance of the colors. So for these two especially, I didn't look for a pattern. But I did some others that are related to one place. For example, where Armenian presence were very strong in Ottoman Empire or in historical Armenia, that is in Anatolia. So I was looking also for patterns and tried to transpose in a certain way the patterns also to the carpet. For me, something that has to do with the future is when I began to think I want to recover my own, not only Armenian, but also Turkish, how do you say, belonging that was taken away from me. Because, I mean, it was unjust, and my grandparents would be part of all this work. And suddenly, I mean, not because I don't like Argentina, I love also Argentina, but this is also part of my identity because I grew up really in a very, Armenian context, being my all four grandparents Armenian origin from Anatolia. So from the singing, from the cooking, from the different language that I was hearing under the school and everything. So this is one part of me, and I don't want to miss it, and I want to live it in the active way, not like a museum. Like I wanted to live it now, and so this is the reason why I was working with it. I'm still working with it, and I have this idea and need of construction or reconstruction of something new. And something old and something new.